Welcome to Fanboy and Critic, our show where we go see new movies out in theaters and give you our review.
Both the good and the bad. I'm Joe Martinez and I'll be your fanboy.
And I'm Sam Wike-McClure, I'll be your critic. This week on Fanboy and Critic, we went to go see Challengers, directed by Luca Guadagnino. That's pretty close. Zendaya, starring Zendaya, Mike Faist, and Josh O'Connor. And Challengers is about three tennis players that are kind of in a love triangle.
Stay away from those triangles. They have sharp edges. I don't know.
All right, Jay. Luca Guadagnino, which is as close as I'm going to get. What did they do well with this movie?
What they did well with this movie, I think, was the cast. I think I really like the casting. Zendaya knocked it out the park. Like, every time I see her, I'm like, damn, I don't know if she gets better and better, but like,
She's a chameleon.
she's consistent. Like, she nails the part. They couldn't have picked anyone better. She did great. And then the two other actors, they look very familiar, and I just don't know what movies they're from. What I enjoyed about it the most was maybe, the lines, like the writing. There was like solid lines in there where like it really hit.
Yeah.
It had some really strong scenes in there. The love triangle was definitely a love triangle, and they had good twists and stuff like that. How they wrap things up was very interesting. I mean, I can't spoil it or anything like that.
Interesting in a way that you liked or didn't like?
I don't know. This all depends on how you see it. I keep trying to think like they don't really explain it well. That's the only thing I'll probably say. They kind of leave it up to you to be the judge, and
sometimes it's a good thing.
Yeah, sometimes it is a good thing, sometimes it's not. But yeah, I mean, it was a love triangle situation, and it was pretty exciting.
Yeah, I guess that's one way of looking at it. I have a lot of issues. The acting was great. The acting, and I think the writing was pretty good. The director was trying to do way too much with their shots and like trying to make it way too complicated and it was just more confusing and off-putting. The music selection was really off.
Really, really off.
Really off. I mean, I know they did it intentionally to evoke certain feelings, but for the most part, it evoked the opposite feelings. I think there are dramatic moments where our audience was laughing because it felt ridiculous. There was so much text. So sometimes in a story, you have to tell it out of order to kind of emphasize certain parts.
100%.
And this was definitely one of those stories that needed to, but they went back and forth too much. So it's like scene by scene, you're going like, okay, now we're 13 years back. Now we're 8 years back. Now we're 3 weeks off of that. And they kept putting so much text on the screen just to explain it to you. And you could kind of tell what position in their timeline they were at, but not really, because the two guys are at some point supposed to be 31, and at some point they're supposed to be 18, and they look 41 for the entire movie. So they don't really they should have, I mean, they were great actors. Mike Faist and Josh O'Connor did a great job, but they do not look like people that can play 18-year-olds.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I knew you were going to take that away, and like, throughout the whole movie, I'm like, wait, I feel like they were in 3 different places at a time.
They don't do enough to separate that. And I don't know, some extra makeup. Like they had crow's feet and bags under their eyes at 18. And like Zendaya was really the only one that pulled off 18. And then I don't quite think she pulled off 31. She looks pretty young still. I don't hate it as much as all the negative things that I'm saying, but there were a lot of negatives that just were like kind of unforced errors, in my opinion. I think they had a solid script. They knew that they had to tell it a certain way, and then they just overcomplicated it.
Yeah.
And to the worst part of the movie, in my opinion, I did not like the ending. The last act, I think, totally bungled. There was a way to do it that was more interesting. And that comes down to the writing. It wasn't just the directing, but there were a lot of, in my opinion, really bad shots that the director chose.
They did a lot of slow-mo too.
Oh my God, there was so much slow-mo.
That last, act was stretched because of all that slow-mo they used.
So stretched out. There was so much slow-mo.
Yeah. Am I convincing these critics?
Convince the critics to go see, to not go see this movie.
To not or two? Two seasons.
Two, yeah. Convince the critics. No, yes.
Yeah, I'm convincing you. Critics.
I don't know. This segment never makes any sense to me, anyways.
No, it does make sense because I got to get you critics to go watch a movie, even though you guys are critics. We're going to watch the movie. But look, last movie we watched was Civil War, right?
No. With the last one we saw was Abigail.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah. The last movie we watched was Abigail. It's just something that's out in theaters now. And it's somewhat of an original story. I mean, it is. We've all seen love triangles before on the big screen, but I mean, it's not a remake. It's not something we've seen before. And like, you know, we all love Zendaya. Go watch her act. She's great.
Fanboys, we know you don't like romance or drama. You're here for the action. You're here for the adventure. You're here for superheroes. You're here for sci-fi. This is everything that a fanboy shouldn't like. It's slow. It's all based in emotions and talking. There's a lot of penis in there. You don't want to see penises, do you, fanboys? Onto the ratings, I guess. How do you feel about this one, Jay? For real, like this is the real. No more trying to defend or tear down.
Yeah.
True feelings.
This is such a hard one. Because there were so many moments like I really liked. Like I'm such a romance. Like I love romance, especially like love triangles.
The corners, they're so sharp, Jay.
Yeah, stay away from those triangles. This is such a hard one. You know what? I'm at a like.
Okay.
I'm at a like. You know, I did enjoy this movie because it kind of exploits a certain person and how they act upon themselves of being selfish and what they will do beyond the limits of love. And I think that's what it is. It is a romantic film, and you know, in the world of love, you do some pretty shitty things sometimes, and that's true. So
Not
I'm at
me.
not you, Sam. But you know, yeah, I think I liked it. I mean, I know I liked it. I would probably put it on again. Yeah. I'm at a like.
I will never watch this movie again. No, it's not that bad. I will just end up. I think maybe this is more of a personal thing. Yeah. I just was boiling at how horrible some of these characters treated the other characters, and how it just ultimately like came together at the very, very end. Like the last couple frames that it just ended on, I was just like, that was dumb in my opinion. That was not a resolution to this story. So I'm at like a why. I'm just like, why would you make a movie that is so blah of an ending? I'm pretty sure there's going to be a good amount of people that were turned off by the ending. Yeah. There's going to be some people who are like, this was genius. If it's for you, it's for you. But I did not come away from this going, that was a good movie. All right, fanboys and critics, we just passed 10,000 subscribers. Make sure to join up. Go to the Discord, go to the Patreon. We're about to start memberships. Be ready for new merch. And just like and subscribe. And we'll see you next week for The Fall Guy.
And we'll see you for the next review.
There's a lot of penis in there. You don't want to see penises, do you, fanboys?
There sure is a lot.
There's a lot of penis.
That's why there was a lot of girls. They knew about it.